Test, test, test. What's going on, y'all? What's going on? Let me know how we sounding. Let me know how we sounding, y'all. What's going on, username? I see you up in here. What's going on, username? I see you up in here. Hold on, y'all. I gotta fix my audio. All right, there we go. I think we're back running. I think we're in business now. I think we're in business. Let me see how we sound here real quick. All right, cool. All right, got the music running. Audio sounding good. All right, those that was in the live stream yesterday, y'all. DJ went exactly as projected. So shout out to those that was in the live stream yesterday or that watched the Sunday chart analysis because we talked about this during the Sunday chart analysis as well. If you haven't watched the Sunday chart analysis yet, still make sure to check that out because there are still some more setups that haven't gone as projected yet. Again, the Sunday chart analysis goes over not just what we see price doing Sunday night going into Monday, but it goes over what we see price doing throughout the entire week, y'all. So yeah, we got a nice move. Didn't go as far and dump as hard or like it did on Friday, but we went for the same move that we went for on Friday yesterday, right? So I'm looking for continued GJ sells. Now we do got some news events today, all right? So let's go ahead and pull that up. So looking at today, we have a 7:15 GBP news and then 10 a.m. USD news. All right, so make sure to pay attention to keep these two times in mind. Now, GN ended up going as projected as well. Again, we was looking for this setup yesterday, but again, during London session, price was taking a nap. The New York session, you can see here, price rejected this level. They consolidated. It wasn't until literally about 2 hours ago, as you can see, 145, 130, that price broke this level and then dumped. Was also talking about GU sales. GU ended up going as projected as well. Again, it was a little late to the party. Didn't start to break this level and make the move until like 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock yesterday. And then of course, gold went absolutely insane yesterday. It's just been flying since last week, really. So yeah, we're gonna be looking for possible GJ subs. We're also gonna be watching GM to see if they can retrace for us. Right, but it already did a nice little move, so again, we're not gonna chase the setup. So we're either gonna wait for price to do one or two things. Either retrace back and retest because I hasn't really retested it yet. We're gonna see if we can retrace and retest and see if we can continue to hold 1880 as resistance, or we're gonna watch to see how it reacts to 1795 right here. All right, y'all. And then with GJ, we're about to see if it can break and hold 187.50 as resistance, or if it's going to retrace and try to retest 188.25. So that's what we're looking at right now. You already know the drill. Make sure you go ahead and like the stream, y'all. Subscribe if you're not subscribed already. We're almost at 3,000 subscribers, y'all. We can get to that easily. But you already know the drill. We're just chilling, patiently waiting right now. who's just joining this trade, but I'm not into this trade yet. This is just a trade idea. Make sure you hit that first link in the description. Join a free signal over Telegram. I'll see you on our screens how we did last month and last quarter. Go ahead and hit that first link and check it out for y'all. Again, we have some moves taking place right now. We're just waiting for some retracements. And we're paying close attention to GJ and GN right now. So we're looking for GN to retrace or break the next level. And then we're waiting to see if GJ is going to break this next level or retrace and retest right here. Took a nice win to start off the week. So we're 1-0 so far this week. Went 3-0 last week. So it was a great start to the month so far. Y'all see our screens how we did last month, last quarter. We'll pull that up in a little bit. So again, GJ broke this low, but failed to hold as resistance, which is again why I always talk about why you want to wait for the price to not just break it, but hold the low as resistance. Because imagine if we was a breakout trader and we pulled the trigger just because price broke that level. We'd be in drawdown for no reason and have potential risk of taking unnecessary loss, right? So again, always stick to your rules, stick to the game plan. Never be in a rush to take a setup or put your money on the line. But we have a new 5-minute about to pop up in a little bit, so we'll see how this plays out. What's going on, Mario? What's going on? Yeah, GJ. I mean, G and tanking. Oh, look, a nice move got caught. Let's see if we can catch this one right here. We got a new video dropping for y'all later on today as well, y'all. So make sure to be on the lookout for that. All right, we just broke back down below. Let's see if we can close and hold this. Again, we got a couple news events today. We got 7:15 GBP news and 10 a.m. USD news. We've been catching sells since last week. We caught nice sells Thursday and Friday last week, and we caught a nice sell yesterday as well. We broke this down during yesterday's live stream as well as intraday. So when we're looking to continue to ride this wave down. You guys got any questions? Drop in the chat. We're looking at any charts. Drop in the chat. But yeah, we're about to see if we can hold this lower right now. On the Forex Factory, there are a lot of buyers. Last spot, I think. I'm not sure what you're talking about exactly. Good morning. What time frame are you using? Right now, I'm on a 15. But if you go to my trade breakdown playlist, you'll see step by step all of the time frames I use and the process and things like that. I don't just use the 15, but right now I'm using the 15. Yeah, that thing pushing now. Again, if we can hold 187.50 as resistance, we can look for sales going to 186.85. That's what we're looking at right now. So Mario, I only use Forex Factory strictly to see what high impact news is popping off, right? So I actually just made a video. I haven't posted it yet, but I actually made a video that's gonna be posting on Instagram and TikTok. I don't know if it's gonna be posting today or tomorrow. I gotta see. I got a bunch of videos I edited and lined up. But make sure to follow me on Instagram and TikTok, y'all. Y'all see it scrolling at the bottom of y'all screens. Underscore wait TikTok underscore playmaker wait underscore, right? So I know you just joined the channel and became a member. So shout out to you, shout out to the other new members as well. Shout out to the OG members. But buyers versus sellers, all that stuff, when you're over here, take that out your head because that stuff is not relevant or as relevant as people like to make it seem, right? So people buying or selling does not determine what we go for. What makes us go for what we go for is the flow of price, right? Right. So when we look at GJ, what are we in? Are we in an uptrend or downtrend? Right. And this isn't just for you. Anyone else can answer, right? But what are we in when we look at GJ? Are we in an uptrend or downtrend? Right. We're in a downtrend. So since we're in a downtrend, we're only going to be looking for sells. It doesn't matter if price does end up retracing today. It doesn't matter. We're not going for buys. It doesn't matter if price. Yeah, it doesn't matter. It's that right. If we're in a downtrend, we're looking for sells. We're in an uptrend, we're looking for buys, right? Doesn't matter if price retraces, right? Because price retraced Sunday too, but we didn't go for buys yesterday, right? Price did a big retracement Sunday, but we didn't go for buys. What did we go for? We went for sales. Why? Because we are still bearish, right? And what happened after that retracement? We went for sales, and price has been tanking literally since we went for sales. You see what I'm saying? Don't get lost in the sauce, all right? Over here, we trade different over here, right? So again, I only use Forex Factory to let me know what time of high impact news is popping off. I don't care who's talking. I don't care what the news event's even about, to be honest. All I care about is what time is popping off. Right? Everything we do over here, the trade we took yesterday, the trades we took last week, every single trade is based simply just off market structure and the flow of price. That is what makes price move, the flow of price, right? Because you got to think about it. When these news events pop off, these news events are popping off during the work hours. So I don't work no more as far as clocking in for a job. But when I did, I ain't never during a news event seen my manager be like, "Oh, the news is about to pop off. Powell's about to speak or whoever, right? Let's stop what we're doing. Let's turn the TV on. Everybody pull out your computers and your phones, check your portfolios, get ready to buy or sell, right? That's not what happens, right? So I say that to say that it's not like what you think it is, right? It's simply just a flow of price, right? Which is why again, if you explore the channel, look at the past videos, the New York lives, right? You'll be able to see why I'm able to project or predict what most likely is about to happen and take place right before the news pops off, right? It's not because I got them on speed dial or inside trading. It's simply just by following the flow of price, right? Like last week, which one was it? I think it was this one. I can't remember. Let's go to the news last week because I don't remember. Let me see. We had GDP News 7 a.m. on Thursday, Friday, 8:30 at Canadian News. All right, so we took a GJ sell on Thursday, as we can see right here. We took this sell way before the news popped off, right? And I could show this, right? So again, you see the date here. And somebody was on my TikTok comments talking about, oh, those are just screenshot pictures. I'm like, isn't that what screenshots are? But anyways, right? So You can see the day here, Thursday the 6th. And of course, if you go to Thursday's live stream last week on the 6th, we did also break this down at interest during that live, right? But again, you can see the time here, right? So we entered at 4 a.m. We just saw that we had news at 7 a.m. that day. So when we go to the 7 a.m. candlestick, you can see that that thing proceeded to continue to push and go with the flow of price, right? So for those that aren't members, make sure to become a member. I don't know what you're doing. You see how we did last quarter and last month and y'all screen scrolling. But if you are a member, make sure to watch the past live recordings in the channels. But if you are or are not a member, you should still, both of y'all, should still go and watch my How to Trade News playlist, because that playlist goes over exactly the rules I use to go about trading these days. Also got trade breakdowns of trades that took on these days during these events. And I got all the do's and don'ts and all like this stuff. So make sure to check that out, right? And then we had 10 a.m. news on, not 10 a.m., we had 8:30 news on Friday. You look right here, 8:30, push price down after the retracement, meaning members jumped in on this. Beautiful setup, right? So again, that's two news events going with the flow of price. We were bearish, right? So again, I say all that to say, don't get lost in the sauce with seeing what the volume's looking like. Like, I know there's a website too where you can see what currency has the strongest volume, like compare them against other currencies. That doesn't necessarily mean that, it doesn't mean what it means, right? So it's just another thing people use. It's kind of like indicators, right? It's not exactly as accurate as people try to make it seem. And even with it being buyers, we look here, again, it tanked yesterday, did a little retracement, but it's been pushing down as we speak right here. Now we're going to see what happens during the news, but it has been doing a big push. But it did retrace yesterday. We entered out the retest yesterday. Let's go on a bigger time frame, take a little look. So again, like we was talking about last week, and I see the comments. I'll get to the comments, y'all. I don't ignore comments over here, but we're teaching. We're teaching. We're looking for setups. We're looking at setups. We're doing everything over here, right? So I got y'all though. All right. If you guys got any questions or you want to look at any charts, drop them in the chat. I got y'all. All right. So again, like we was talking about during the Sunday chart analysis and last week, when we went for this initial sell, we caught this lower low, and this is the daily time frame. So again, you can see we caught the entire move for the day here as well, right? So just like we was catching these sells down here. So when price broke this level, it fell to hold as resistance, which caused the reversal. And then when price came back down, we was going for sells again. And yet again, it broke the level but failed to hold as resistance, which caused the reversal. Right, then that brings us into last week when we caught those sells, breaking this level. So now we're right here. Right? So we done just blew past this level, and now this level that price wicked and rejected off of, we're attempting to maintain the hold as resistance. So we can hold this level as resistance. We can see a new lower low get made here, but if price fails to hold your respect 2830 as resistance, then we can probably see a retrace. Probably see it solidify. Resistance back down. How they doing today? Smaller moves compared to Thursday, not Thursday, Friday, Wednesday, Thursday last week. And then on top of that, we have GBP news today, as well as what you call it? We have USD news today as well. Yep. And again, we took this GJ setup on a bank holiday, so again, that goes to say what I talk about all the time as well. It doesn't matter what session, doesn't matter if it's a bank holiday. I don't know what else. Low volume, high volume. Confirmations are met, you like the setup, go for it, right? As long as you're not over leveraging and the setup makes sense, the setup you go for any other time anyway, go for it, right? But we got GJ retesting his level still. We still haven't pulled the trigger on this yet. Went a lot further than last time, but We're still gonna watch to see if we can hold this level as resistance right here. We got a couple minutes to the next 15 pop. Look at the previous comments. We understand there's no problem. Downtrend exactly. If you look at GN, yeah, we can look at GN. So if y'all was in yesterday's live stream, watched the Sunday chart analysis, we was talking about the sell setup. It took off about an hour and a half before London session. So we're still gonna be looking for sells. So we're either gonna look for one or two things. For GN, we're either gonna look for retracement retest, going back to 1885. If we can hold 1885, 1880 as resistance, we could look for sells. Or since it already, took off from that price point, if it keeps pushing down, we're gonna wait to see how it reacts to this level to see if it can break the 1795 as resistance or retrace back up. But we're looking for sells as long as it can hold and maintain 1885 as resistance. We're going to be still looking for sells. Now we're waiting for a retest. It's retesting right now, so we're watching it right now. All right, new 15 just popped up. It's nasty work. Nasty retracement. Yeah, GJ still retesting this level. So again, it's been dumping hard for the past few days. So retracement is due now. I did do a retracement yesterday before we enter, right? Because y'all was in the London session live, right? The GJ candlestick for the day yesterday was a green candlestick, right? So this thing was a completely full green candlestick yesterday. But then after the retrace, we rolled the wick down. And then everything else we could see is kind of just napping still. I think work out for G and see if it retraces some more. Make sure to hit that first link in the description. Y'all join the free signal free Telegram. Y'all see on your screen how we did last month and last quarter. We're 1-0 so far this week. Start off the week right with this nice GJ setup. Right, we broke this down in yesterday's live stream as well as entered it. We went 3-0 last week. We didn't take any trades Monday or Tuesday. Again, those are anyone that's been on the charts. I've even been seeing it online. Even people online been talking about how the market's been kind of slow. But things are back to, I won't say back to normal, but things are definitely waking up compared to like the middle of January when things just slowed down crazily. All right, so we went 3-0 last week, which is not bad at all. And then if you scroll to February 3rd, you'll see how we ended January. So to start off the year, we went 17-3, giving us an 85% win rate, catching 7,463 pips. You click right here, it's going to take you to the beginning of the month. As you can see here, you also see how we ended December 12-2. Again, all wins and losses are posted. You can see right here how we ended quarter 4 to wrap up 2024. Went 41-4 against a 91% win rate. So we absolutely just been killing it, and we do this consistently on a monthly, weekly, and as you can see, yearly basis. Right, this is how we ended last year. We ended last year 181 wins, 23 losses, averaging less than 2 losses per month, giving us an 89% win rate, catching a total of 326,550 pips. Again, these aren't just random numbers. Y'all can fact check all the stuff y'all want. You go to January 6th, you can see this. You click right here. It's going to take you to the beginning of the year where, again, everything is documented. But if y'all want to fact check and double check, y'all can do so. Ain't nothing hidden over here. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff in that channel, but right now we're going to be watching the charts, right? But make sure to hit that first link and explore all that stuff. So again, GJ, we're still watching. It's holding it as resistance right now, but we're not going to pull the trigger yet, right? Especially because it's retracing. So we're just going to let it do its thing right now. But it is doing a lot better or gone a lot further than it did last time it attempted to break this level. Waiting for NAS to wake up too. It's going to be interesting to see what NAS does today too. Yeah, I appreciate that, RLA. And that's facts. That's why I do this too. Right? I'm gonna start just watching you. Don't see anybody else trading live like this and showing proof. That's exactly why I do it, right? Because again, anybody can just post, and this ain't no shade. It's just facts. So it is what it is. Hit dog gonna holler. But anybody can screenshot every time they win a trade. But again, like, okay, you posted this winning trade, but what was the risk reward? What was the pips caught? What's your win rate? How consistently are you winning? How consistently are you catching moves like that or making profits like that, right? So that's why I do this as well, because again, a lot of stuff you see online ain't accurate, and people just have a lot of terrible advice, not just in the trading space in general, but that's why I do this as well, because again, I had to learn this stuff the hard way. So after I figured this out, I realized it was a lot simpler than everybody tries to make it seem. So that's why I started making content and helping people as well. And that's why my bio says trading made simple, because again, it's a lot simpler than people make it seem. but people don't know what they don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're seeing thousands of videos of people saying the same exact thing, you're gonna think that that's the truth, or that's facts, or that they know what they're talking about, because you're seeing a bunch of videos of people saying this, this, and this. But then when you realize, like, these people are just repeating what other people are saying and it's not actually facts, then it's like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, that's when things really get interesting. You know what I mean? But again, like you said, like, you can't make none of the stuff up. I'm live every day. It's literally documented. All that stuff, right? Every trade we take, we break down. If not, as well, enter during the London session lives. You know what I mean? So it's like, it can't be like anybody can be like, oh, well, you're just saying that, or you're saying it after the fact. Like, no, there's a real trading over here, real investing over here. So I do appreciate that. Whoops, I messed up mine, but we can actually delete that. It's all about patience, y'all. It's all about patience, right? You never want to be in a rush to pull the trigger or take a setup. Right? One thing that helps me, I be telling members and students all the time, if I don't put my hard-earned money on the line, I want to be very sure, damn near 100% positive that's going to go my way and go in my favor, right? Again, we're investing over here. It's not gambling, right? So you want to gamble, you can go to your nearest corner store, or gas station, or casino, and you have a blast. All right, so this is retracing, but also GN is retracing, so that's going to work out for us either way. So we're about to see off this retracement again. Off this retracement and retest, we want to see if it can maintain and hold 1885 as resistance. So that's what we're going to be looking for right here. New 5-minute just popped up. What else we got up in here? Do you hold for all those pips? Like, you can have 6 TP and actually close at TP2, but you actually hold for all your TPs? That's a good question. Well, I have multiple accounts. So, and so if you have just one account, ignore what I'm talking about multiple accounts. So, depending on the account I'm on, I'm a lot more aggressive or conservative. But to answer your question, yesterday's trade, I held this entire move, right? Friday's trade, I held this entire move. I got wicked out, like, probably like right here, right? But like, when all TVs are hit, I'm in that trade. Like, I'm in that. Like, I'm actually in that. I actually catch these moves. I don't be posting like my brokers anymore because I've been trading on my computer a lot more recently. But if you go to free signal, free Telegram, right? You go to where it says subscribers. You go to photos. There's over 1,000 photos, over 3 years worth of receipts, and you just scroll to last year, I think, right? Because you look at all the stuff from, well, all this is last year. New year just started, so duh. But if you look at the recent stuff, it's screenshots of positions, screenshots of signals, student results, testimonials. If you scroll a little bit farther, you're gonna start seeing screenshots, and I used to screenshot me in these positions, right? So when we pull up this one, we can see this is a GJ setup. You can see I entered at 192.60. You see it's at 193.36, right? So it's not as big as the move yesterday, but very damn close, right? That's like 70 pips right there. That's the one I just showed. What's this one? It's a different setup. We got this one, right? So I really take these setups, right? This is GA entered at 91.80. You see it's at 91.60. Right, so I really take these setups, right? SPX by 5088, 5097. All right, 100 points, 1,000 pips right there. All right, so you know what I mean? Now, granted, you got to close at some point, but like, I really do be catching these moves. The members be catching them as well. All right, 181, 179. It's over 100 pips right here. 181, 20, 179, 72. Was a trade I took on a news candle, as you can see. US30 was set up, 36.35, 36.207. Alright, I can do this all day, right? But yeah, so make sure to support the channel, y'all. Again, that's why I say join the free signal, free Telegram. I'm not just saying that just to say. I'm saying that because all my receipts and proof is here. Like literally, we're in 2023. Nothing changed with the year, right? Students been eating. Students been eating. Pigs been getting caught. All right. I already showed that one. I showed that one too. All right, here's another one. All right, small wins, big wins. You got students catching everything over here. Right? Yeah, this is all the way in 2023. All right, so again, we ain't new to this. We really do this over here. I really do this over here. Again, it's the GA setup. You see here, enter that E795. You see right here, it's at 87.71. All right. So yeah, I really catch these moves over here, y'all. I absolutely posting my screenshots that much because like I've done this so many times. So like I said, I've been on a computer mainly. And on the computer, it be showing a lot more of my personal information. So that's why I'm posting that stuff. Yeah. All right, new 15 an hour just popped up. Let's see what else we got up in here. I got a GJ because it closed below. I was already looking at this. How do you know when it's ready? This happens a lot. It's like this trend. So again, it's simply there's the more you're on the charts, the more you'll be able to. Because again, one thing that you'll notice is that price does the handful of the same moves, or what some people will say, quote unquote, tricks every day, right? It doesn't come up with new things. Now, some days is like easier to read than others, but they do the same stuff every day, right? So the more you recognize what those moves or tricks are, the more you'll be able to recognize when price is going to most likely do that move, right? It's just like we have a pet or a child or even playing a video game, right? When you see a certain action, a certain look or a sound, you can tell, oh, it's just like we have a, like I said, with a child or a pet, you can tell when they're up to no good or they're about to do something, right? Because they give you a look or they have a certain behavior and mannerisms, or just like in a video game, right? There's certain characters have signature noises or certain guns have certain sounds, right? So when you hear that or you see that, you're like, okay, I've been here before. This is probably most likely going to happen next, right? And then people are like, oh, how do you know this? It's like, oh, I'm not a mind reader. It's just like, I know you, right? Like you should know your child, right? You should know your pet, right? You play a video game long enough, you're going to know a bunch about a video game, right? So it's like, it's not necessarily that you're a mind reader, that you can read your child's mind, or if you can finish your friend or your spouse's sentence or whatever because you're a mind reader. It's just because you're familiar, you know what those habits or those actions are, right? It's the same thing with the charts, right? It's the same thing with the charts. When you understand how the charts work and how they move, you'll notice it does the same thing all the time, right? So I tell the story all the time when I was teaching myself how to trade and read the charts. I remember one day I was staring at the charts and then it clicked for me. I was like, wait, this seems familiar. I've seen this before. And I started scrolling, putting lines on my screen, and I started to realize that price does repeat itself and do the same stuff over and over again, right? So as far as to figure out when it's ready, it's like I said, you want to wait to see if it can hold as resistance, right? So one thing I always tell people not to do is breakout trade, right? I know breakout trading is a big thing in the trading space, but it's stupid. I'm gonna say it again: breakout trading is stupid. It's risky, right? Because again, look right here, using that breakout trading logic, right? Once price breaks that level we enter, we would have took an unnecessary loss, right? Just like right here, we would have took this trade, we've been brought down at risk of taking unnecessary loss, right? Versus here, when we took this setup, beautiful drop to the downside. When we took this setup, beautiful push to the downside, right? Took this setup, beautiful push to the downside. We avoided this rejection and jumped in on this, right? But at the end of the day, there's still gonna be times when you take a loss, right? Because again, we had a 100% win rate last week, but we take losses, right? I'm not gonna sit here and act like we don't lose trades. We just win way more, right? But again, if there's a lack of volume or if price is not ready to make that next move or break and hold that level, it's gonna reject, right? So there's that as well. But there are things and signs to help you avoid taking more losses than you need to. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully that makes sense. Hopefully that makes sense. How that bad I'm trying to work with it, yeah. And it takes practice, right? And you got to review your trades, right? So if you just take a trade, you're happy with the setup, and it's a winning trade, and you just go about your day, but you don't review what took place, why it was a winning setup, why you even went for the setup, and the same thing with losses, right? If you take a loss, the last thing you want to do is, close the app, slam your computer, fold your arms up, make a stink face, and pout, right? And act like the markers hate you, trading is a scam, fuck this, right? No, you should review what took place, right? Why did it not go your way? What did you do wrong? Right? What did you do right? What did price do instead? Right? So when you do this stuff, that's when you're going to start noticing and improving, right? A lot of times people just like one of the things I tell people that when they do one-on-one session with me, our first session, there's a few things I always do. But one of the first things I always say as well is, you know, if you want to have a trade, I talk about this in the course too, I think. If you want to learn how to trade, like you actually gotta put an effort, right? You gotta put an effort. You gotta try, and you gotta make the actual effort to learn this, right? Because you can't treat this like school, right? And that's coming from me. In school, I never studied. I just paid attention to class, retained what I retained, didn't retain what I didn't retain, and didn't care, right? So in school, I was able to pass shit because, for the most part, science, maybe like history, classes are pretty simple, and math, shit's pretty simple, right? And for the most part, if you just pay attention or listen, you can remember most of this, at least for me, at least. But when it comes to trading, even with trading, I had to practice and study because it's completely different, right? You can't just show up. You actually got to participate and learn, right? And again, it's all about habits. I can give you the best strategy in the world right now. I can give you my course for free right now, and that doesn't mean shit, right? If you still aren't disciplined and you still have those terrible habits from before you got the course and before you learned the strategy, right? So that's why people always talk about trade psychology or talk about trading is mostly mindset and all that stuff, because it really is. But at the same time, you still have to have a strategy, you still have to have a game plan, right? Like I saw a post where people talking about like a strategy. You don't need a strategy. It's all about psychology. I'm like, anyways. That's why I post content, because some of the shit I see online is ridiculous. But That's neither here nor there. You know what I mean? So we got GN retracing, we got G retracing. So we're about to see what this hour is looking like. Again, y'all, we do have USD and GBP news popping off today. We have GBP news at 7:15, USD news at 10 a.m. Not going to go live with the members and students during these news events. We're probably going to go live tomorrow. Again, y'all got a new video dropping for you later on today during the New York session. Make sure to be on the lookout for that. Make sure to check out yesterday's videos, and last week's videos if you have not watched those yet. Oh, okay, I gotta tell it cool. Shout out to everybody in the live. Shout out to everybody that's been alive since the beginning. Shout out to everybody that's been alive since y'all joined. Make sure to hit that first link in the description. Join the free signal, free Telegram. If you're interested in learning how to identify these levels, my student service, my mentorship program, make sure to hit those links in the description, y'all. And yeah, we're gonna be back at the same time tomorrow, London session 3 and EST.